Hey guys, have you ever wondered how much faster it is if you use the most aggressive ECU map setting on the Power Tuner app for the Yamaha YZ250F? Today we're going to find out, and then we're going to compare it to what I call the most linear map you can make to the bike, which is my custom-made corner speed map, as I call it, or CSM for short. I'll show that on the screen somewhere during the video, both maps with a screenshot, and then you can check it out. Because I've been pretty curious when I watch all these videos about ECU mapping, and you see all these guys like Kiefer Inc. testing, they fiddle around with the numbers, but why don't they put in the most aggressive setting, just put number 10 everywhere around with you know, the ignition timing on that side of things. And of course it requires some fiddling around with the fuel mapping numbers, but with the actual ignition timing, why don't we just go all in? So that's what we're going to do in this video, and then do a lap time comparison and see how it turns out. So now first let's just do a lap time with my standard map, the map that I normally use, and that is my custom-made corner speed map, or CSM for short. And if you notice what's special about it, you can look at the ignition side on the right side of the numbers, and then notice that the bottom row of numbers is all -5 instead of being in the plus range. And that makes it really gentle on the throttle response. On the first 20% of throttle opening, it becomes very gentle and almost like an enduro bike, or in other words, very linear. And that is exactly also how most professional riders, they prefer it. They don't want it to come in with a punch. They want it to be very predictable, the amount of power, so you can manage the amount of wheel spin in any given moment, so you know exactly how much power you're gonna get. So you don't spin out the rear. So now soon we're gonna get to the finish line, and then we're gonna get the lap time here, and then we'll compare it to the most aggressive map possible. Let's do a quick garage pit stop before we continue the video. I've already made over 370 videos, and I already got over 500,000 views total. So I thought it's time to make it a bit more professional and step up the level. So if you're watching this video, it's probably because you're getting some kind of value out of this content. But did you know that the most well-produced videos I make, they are my online courses? And my online courses in general are all about living a high-performance lifestyle. And it doesn't matter if you're an athlete or a business person. So I have almost 10 online courses right now. And some of the best ones, they are related to diet, sleep optimization and morning routines, evening routines, hydration, managing overtraining, and even the things like improving your posture. How you can make a program for that, and your mobility. So if you're interested in all that stuff, go and check out the links to the courses in the description below. And I should mention, there's actually a free preview for each of these courses. You can watch the first 10 minutes for free or something and see if it's something for you. With that out of the way, let's get back to the video. Okay, so our first lap was 1 minute and 4.6 seconds. Now let's compare that to the most aggressive map possible. So as you can see up in the top corner, on the right side on the ignition, we just put in the number 10 on every spot. Very easy, very simple. And in case you wonder, on the left side with the fuel injection side, we leave it quite similar to the previous map, because the fuel side is more related to how hot it runs and basically how clean it runs. It's more like carburation. So you just want to make it run crisp and clean. With the fuel ignition, we probably should do another video on that, but we're going to keep it a bit short. So now it's going to be interesting to see when we get to the finish line soon if it's going to be a faster lap time or not. And perhaps most importantly, I should say that this aggressive map I wouldn't use on any track. I will only use it on tracks that have really good traction, because you can't get the power to the ground anyway if it's slippery. Now let's look at the lap time. Here's the last jump. And we got a faster lap time with 0.6 seconds faster, so that's significant. And it would have been an even better lap time if it was a bigger track with better traction. So that was actually pretty cool to do this kind of test. So now I know that on big tracks with good traction, I'll use the aggressive map. And then on more technical tracks, I'll use my corner speed map, also for better longevity for the engine. So one of the new ways you can train with me, actually starting from today, is by joining Fast Club, where you basically just click the join button on the channel and join the channel as a channel member on the Fast Club level. And then that will include free coaching, where I review one of your riding videos every month, just a short riding video. That way you can get a personally tailored program to match exactly where you are at your current level. And then I'll give you a plan for how to get to the next level. Pretty simple. Another way you can train with me is in person, physically, training here in Phuket, Thailand. I definitely think you should check out Fit Camp 5. There's also a link in the description. That is a training camp concept. Because remember, you as a rider, have a physical body. You could say that step one is to build the rider first, build your physical body, build your mobility, build your strength, build your cardio. And then of course we also go and work at the track on riding technique, which is just as important. But you have to have all the pieces of the puzzle together to build the full package of becoming your best version of yourself, both as a rider, but also basically as a healthy human being. So if that sounds interesting, consider clicking that join button or send me an email on fastclubriders@gmail.com and then we'll get in touch. I apologize for the interruption. I actually don't like to do these kind of self-promotional videos, but I consider it an infomercial because think about it like this. The reason you're watching these videos is that you are getting some sort of value from these videos. But of course, I don't do this for free. You know, I do provide most of my content for free. But of course, my best content is my online courses on Udemy, links in the description, and also, of course, my personalized videos that I make for people that I coach.